And I'm going to play out those pictures with those names on your screen because viewer, I have a list in front of me, and this is exclusive to India Today, of 12 gangsters, Khalistanis and terrorists who are all hiding abroad. And out of these 12, 9 of them are currently enjoying a life of freedom in Canada. This is including Goldie Brar, the famous Goldie Brar, who was in the Moosewala murder, Lakhbir Singh alias Landa, Sukhdul Singh alias Sukha, Arshdeep Singh alias Arsh Dalla, Satvir Singh Waring alias Sam Abohar, Charanjit Singh alias Rinku Bhila, Sanavar Dhillon, and Gurpinder Singh alias Baba. So 9 of the 12 people, and I want to come back to Sushant, Sareen on this and the larger picture. Sushant, I want to know, the information is there, the data is there, it's beyond proven that Canada has, has become a kind of safe haven. Before I go to Sushant, let me just bring in the reporter who broke this story, Arvind Oja. I believe we have him live. Sushant, I'll come right back to you. Arvind, 12 नाम है इस लिस्ट पे, 9 नाम अभी भी कनाडा में हैं, कनाडा में लाइफ जी रहे हैं. Arvind, can you hear me? Arvind, can you hear me? Okay, we'll go back to Arvind in just a moment. Sushant, while we wait for our reporter, I'll come to you on that. This is just one more page, as it were. In a long list of evidence and proof and names that have so far proven pretty futile in terms of expecting any action from the Canadian side. Now, for reasons mysterious to us, many Khalistanis have been dropping like flies, including Nijjar himself 3 months ago. But I want to ask a bigger question because it's not about 1 or 2 guys, mysteriously dying somewhere. What more action can be taken? Because I think that's what the real question needs to be right now. It's not about a dozen gangsters here or there. It's about making sure a real message is sent.
Shiv, number one, it's not just about a dozen gangsters. This is like Dawood Ibrahim in Karachi and all these gangsters in Canada, right? There is now a clear, linkage you can draw between Canada and Karachi. And frankly, that is something which you cannot afford to ignore because of the nexus between terrorism, between drug running, between these criminal gangs. So clearly, the government of India will have to up the ante. Now, there are many things India can do. For example, there are Khalistani fellows who have published material saying that, such and such person came to India at least 3 or 4 times, carried out a hit, and then went back to Canada.
Yes.
How are they able to come? This whole OCI, PIO business, it needs to be reviewed because after all, you are giving it to them like, people are distributing reveries. This is not a right. This is a privilege which is accorded to people of Indian origin. But if those people become a threat to India, you have to start withdrawing this. Now, you will have to do it in a way that it is non-discriminatory. So that you don't target a particular faith or a particular religion. So you do it for everybody, you vet everybody, and like the Canadians make Indian security force officials write down their entire kacha chitta, you make all the people write down this big 2-page, 3-page, 10-page kind of a disclaimer about their, and a complete giving all details about where they live, where they interact, where they work, etc.
Yes.
Number one. Number 2, I think the government of India, if you read the press release carefully, after the expulsion, the government of India has said that Canadian diplomats, not diplomat, Canadian diplomats have been found doing anti-India activities. Now what? We have sent one guy back home. What about the plural in it? And what about this consulate which they are running in Chandigarh, which is right on the border of Punjab and Haryana? What are the activities of diplomats out there? Are we keeping a watch on that? And has the time come to maybe start shutting these things down and preventing Canadian diplomats the kind of freedom of movement which they have so far been allowed?
Yes.
Treat them like the Pakistanis, right? Pakistanis are confined to just the municipal limits of New Delhi. Give the same treatment to the Canadians if needed. If we get the same treatment in Canada, heavens are not going to fall. It's not such an important country for us anyways, right? So, But I think you will have to up the ante, at least insofar or as far as the Trudeau government is concerned. Because it has proved to be not just a hostile government, it has
Yes.
proved to be a positively an enemy government.
Okay,
Right?
an
The kind
enemy
of actions
government.
they have taken and the kind of actions they have not taken.